Giles here, Trisha Dixon, my really good friend, and a Usana Director. She became a Usana Director in less than 2 years, and today we're here at the beach just enjoying the day, and I wanted to share with you guys her amazing story. She has been such an example and such a mentor of mine, just because Trisha became successful by just having so much passion for what she does, and she's so committed to what she does, and she just has become successful, and she's still so successful. And I just wanted her to share some tips with you today on how she's done it. I mean, she's just amazing, and it's so much fun just hanging out here with her today, here in Oceanside, California. And so Trisha, tell us, how did you become a Usana Director in 2 years? I mean, how did you make this happen for you? And how can everyday people that are out there, struggling with life and have families or have a lot of commitments like you do, how can you do this?
You're good, thank you. Well, first I just have to thank you for having me with you. I love having our conversation.
Cool.
This is so much fun. And I've been thinking about that. What's that common thread among successful people? And as I look around, I find that they're not looking to be motivated before they act.
What do you mean by being motivated before you act?
Yeah, they're going to behave as if they are motivated every single day, regardless of their motivation, their actual motivation level, and just do what needs to be done each day.
So what you're saying is, I kind of look at myself and I'm like, okay, Trisha, I'm kind of an emotional person. Well, she knows that. She knows I go like this. I mean, that's just my personality.
So much fun.
Yeah, I know. Oh, poor girl has to deal with me sometimes. But so say I wake up, because I do have a lot of passion for what I do. I love being online. I love online marketing. I love helping others. But what if I wake up one day, because this happens to me, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything today. How would a person that wakes up, on the wrong side of the bed, or, had a crazy morning with their kids or their boss, and they did this hard time and they came home after a really cruddy day, how do they find that motivation? I mean, or how do they find that commitment?
Well, you and I both have 3 young children, and
right.
So anyone can know that's going to be, a little bit of an obstacle. But I found that commitment is way more powerful than passion. Passion and motivation are great, but they're emotions,
yeah.
And they're going to come and go, and so you cannot rely on them. What you have to rely on is yourself and your commitment, and you're just telling yourself, I'm going to do this every day just because I said I'm going to do it. And so I've really found that a successful business means that you're generating regular income, hopefully
right.
a lot of income on a regular basis, and so you need to have that consistency. And there's basically 3 things that you need to do each and every day, and just commit to them and say, no matter how crappy I'm feeling, I'm going to do these 3 things every day.
Well, and 3 things, I think that, anybody could do 3 things. So Trisha, tell us what these magical 3 things are that you do every day and
They're
you teach.
so simple. The first is you have to find customers. If you don't have someone to sell your products or services to, you have no business.
Right.
You have to find customers. And Angela is my mentor as to how to generate leads. Now this is very important, but leads alone are not going to generate money. So the second one is the most important, and that is you have to take the order. You have to have a transaction. There has to be an exchange where you're giving your goods and your services in exchange for money.
So here's
bottom line.
My question back to you is that, so I need, as a person, I can generate all these leads and I can learn how to do that, but I need to be able to ask for the order or ask people for, to purchase my services, or tell them where it is and ask for the order. Don't be afraid to ask for that order and try to close that deal.
Absolutely.
Because isn't that what so many people are afraid of?
I think that is the most difficult for most people. That's the one that they kind of dance around and they don't actually ever get to it.
Right.
So,
but it's kind of like that philosophy, I think, Trisha, you were talking about, your business can either be a hobby or it can be a business, no matter how much, whether it's 10 hours, 40 hours a week, whatever you put into it. Because if it's a hobby, I found, even I was doing that for a long time, dancing around taking that order. In fact, I still struggle with that today to some extent. So, Trisha, I think you made a good point there with number 2.
Yeah, and that's really what keeps it from being a hobby. If you think of it, if you're doing something for fun, you might be giving things away.
Right.
But when you take it to the business level, it's no longer a hobby. You're actually taking money in exchange for what you have to offer, and you do. You have to value what you have and offer. Now, the third thing that we want to do is follow up. And we hear this, but we need to be following up with our existing customers as well as following up with those people that we have met in our first thing that we said with the prospecting is typically what we refer to in this business. And so we want to follow up with those new leads as well as with our existing customers. The existing customers are so important to make sure that you are touching bases with regularly, because it's so much easier to keep an existing customer than to go through the whole process of finding a new customer. Although it is important, of course, to grow your business, you need those new customers, but keep those existing customers. And that, if you find a happy customer, ask for that referral, because that skips a whole bunch of steps.
That's true.
With referral as well. So
you know, and that referral could be a number of things, whether it's an offline or online. A referral could be, you know, giving them your name. It could be if you're watching a great video that you purchased or that you like from someone online. You could Facebook share it or retweet it out. I mean, there's so many different avenues of, you know, asking for people to give you referrals and to get business. So
absolutely. So really, bottom line is these three things consistently done are going to create that momentum that you need to have to be successful in your business. And no, it's not glamorous. It's very simple, very simple. But it's not easy. It's scary. It is very scary to go out of your comfort zone, meet those new people, and show them what you have to offer. Taking money from people is scary.
Yeah, it is, because it's kind of like, okay, what if you reject me? So can you briefly just tell us the 3 steps once again, real quickly, before we close our conversation here?
Right. So we need to find those new customers.
Okay.
And Angela can help you out knowing
That's my forte.
That is. And so you follow everything she has to say, and you will have customers coming out of your ears, prospects coming out of your ears, potential customers, we should say. Step number 2 is what's going to turn them into customers, and that is when you take those wonderful ideas and you turn those people that you meet into customers because you've had a transaction with them. That's number 2. Number 3 is you want to follow up all the time. Every day, be following up with an existing customer and a new customer.
Exactly.
A potential customer.
Exactly. Well, and Trisha, thank you so much for this. I mean, just your pearls of wisdom, like you said, every single day. Just that commitment, no matter how you feel, whether you feel great or crappy, if you will, and follow those 3 steps that Trisha outlined. I can guarantee you that if you stay committed and you follow those 3 steps, you can be successful like Trisha. She became a Usana Director in less than 2 years, and I personally witnessed it. So if you ever need to call me to ask, I'm happy to share that with you. May God bless you. Thank you for your time, and we'll talk soon.